Good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday. I'm excited to be on here, headed to work, waiting for my co host to pop on.
Good
Hello, what's
morning.
up?
Good morning. How are you doing? Good morning.
Good. I already did my intro.
Hey, yeah. Two sisters on the way to work. I'm excited because I was able to create us a YouTube. So the playbacks are also going to be available on Clubhouse and they're going to be available on YouTube. Again, it's just going to be, simple. I created this morning. I'll give you the information. But
Yeah.
I'm excited about that.
I am too. If you got the link posted in this chat, y'all definitely want to go over and follow because eventually it will be our faces that you will see. So you can look forward to seeing our facial expressions as we talk about these different topics.
Yeah, facts. You on your way to work? I'm guessing. I got an appointment this morning.
I'm actually off today, but I have
Oh, I didn't know
some.
that.
I am, but some students they graduate today, and they're like, "Can you please come? I want you to meet my parents, and all that good stuff." And I was like, "How can
Yes,
I say
yes.
no?" So
Right. I love
how
that.
can
I
I
love
say
when
no?
they
I mean, I could be like, "No, I'm on vacation," but I really do care about them, and I want to meet their parents and let them know how great they've been doing. So heading out there.
absolutely,
That's
absolutely. I
it.
love
After
that.
that, though, I'm out. I'm like, don't work, don't call me, don't listen. I'm out.
Right, facts. Yeah, as a drill sergeant, that's one thing that I took pride in is being there for those soldiers, and also getting to meet their parents and answering some of the questions that they have. But it feels good when at the end of the 9 weeks they like, can you come meet my parents or can I take a picture with you? That
Yes,
lets me
yes,
know that although I broke them down to build them up, they saw the value in it.
yes. And she was like, "Are we allowed to take pictures? Is that okay?" I was like, "That's perfectly fine." Yeah. So we're gonna do some
Fact.
pictures, and then I'm heading to my next destination.
Right. Facts. That's awesome. Um, Netflix, Netflix talked about charging. They said that the reason for their slow growth in 2022 was because of password sharing. Let me know if you guys can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you.
So they said that they're going to start charging people in 2023 to share their passwords. My thing is, how are you going to do that?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. How are you going? Well, you know what? You can do that based on their IP address if it's different, but you can track like, okay, this is not the same IP you've been using, so you're gonna have to pay $1 extra to share with someone else. So they can do that, but my thing is, you got over 1 million people paying $6.99 or however much it is now. What is
It's
the difference? Are you gonna
19.99.
I've never paid for Netflix, so I don't know. But so 19.99 over 1 million people, you good. And plus you're paying ads now for some of the things, and it's just kind of like might as well go back to cable.
Yeah, but the thing is, they they talking about slow growth in 2023. How? I mean, you got Fubu, you got Sling, you got all of these different streaming services that have come
Yeah, you
out,
got
and they're
remote.
cheaper. Like
Yeah,
Fubu TV is like $5.99.
YouTube charging too now, so
Yeah,
I don't know.
YouTube got streaming service, and then you got Amazon. Amazon is what, $7.99. So you charging? They went up because it used to be $9.99. You went up $10. What did we get? You know what I'm saying? Besides
Yeah,
a increase in pay, and then you say you're gonna charge people for sharing because, and so pretty much what they're saying is if people wasn't sharing their passwords, they would have more
money.
revenue. Yeah.
But I mean, at the end of the day, if they want to try that, they can. But they're probably going to lose out on people leaving them and going to these more affordable services.
Right. Absolutely. That's really what I did. I said, man, but you know what I did? I honestly, I downsized on everything, and I went to, mommy got the satellite from Dollar General, and she watched sports
The
and all of that stuff.
satellite.
You know what? The antenna.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can buy an
Yes,
antenna from.
I'm the one who put her on the antenna. I was like, cable is free out here. All you need is the antenna, and you got the basic. and you good to go. And she was like, we winning, yes, because I was like, I'm tired of paying $100 for cable, so let's go ahead and get this antenna and watch TV for free. And she got Netflix, so we'll watch it. But it's cable out here if you want to watch stuff for free and not pay anything.
Right. Yeah, I be watching all the NFL shows straight from the antenna. And
Sometimes
I
you can
wanna
watch it on Instagram or TikTok. If you hashtag your favorite show, it's somebody doing some type of commentary on it. You can get little clips.
that's facts. That's facts.
I used to do that too. I was like, I want to see Love and Hip Hop. This is before they could like record it and then play back. So
Yeah,
yeah.
it's always gonna be somebody showing it for free, or you can watch they live or something like that. That is true. But
Yep.
I came across a post on Instagram where Alexander the Great, he said, so pretty much just give me your feedback on this. So when Alexander the Great was dying, he called his generals and told them his 3 final wishes. His first wish was for him to be carried like in his coffin by some of the best doctors in the nation. The second wish was for them to scatter his wealth on the road to the graveyard. His third wish was for them to leave his hand hanging in the wind for everyone to see. And they asked him why. So he said, I want you guys to scatter my wealth on the road so everybody can see that riches got on earth will stay on earth. He said, I want my hands to swing freely. He said, I want my hands to swing freely in the wind so that people understand that we are born empty handed and we leave empty handed. And all what's left that is precious is time. And then he said, I want the best doctors. He said, I want the best doctors in the nation to carry my coffin so that people can understand that even the best doctors that are trained cannot stand cannot stand before death. Like you can't cure,
Wow. That's
you know.
pretty powerful.
Yeah, that's crazy. I'm like, dang, bro.
And I agree with all of that because time is so precious. We get caught up in, I need to get money, I need to go here, I need to hustle, hustle, hustle. And then if you do fall sick and you pass away, okay, who you gonna give it to? So it's important at that. When I heard that, you need to make sure you have a living will or something for your family, so that it isn't just left, for everyone, or kind of just goes
So
to
for
waste.
probate court. I think I sent you. I don't know if I sent you. It was a guy that died. He had over like $100 million when he died, and no one to leave it to because he had one brother, one sister, and none of them had kids, and all of them died before him. So because he didn't, now mind you, he has $100 million. I gotta find this story and pin it to the next room we do. But he
Yeah.
didn't have a will in place. So what happened was lawyers. There's lawyers out there who find pretty much money that is unaccounted for. They go and find people to give it to, and they charge themselves like $2 million. So long story short, these lawyers came across this story, and what happened was they found all of his family members, and they're going to divide that $100 million between all of the family members. I think they said the family members getting like $100K.
Yeah, I mean that's still a lot of money.
But that's a crazy story for him to have $100 million and not have a will in place.
Yeah.
I
I think
understand you don't.
sometimes we don't know when we're going to pass, and we just like, I got time. And then when you sit down and think about, let me write a will, it's kind of scary because it's like, now I'm thinking about myself and this could possibly happen. So people need to get over that and make a plan for their family, just in case,
Absolutely.
You don't
I
want to
think,
leave it to someone
especially,
you don't care about to decide what to do with your money or what to do with your kids or your family.
I agree. I think when it comes to speaking on wills and life insurance in the African American communities, that's something that we don't talk about enough because, in my humble opinion, I feel as though people, African Americans will look at it like, oh, you trying to come up off my death. You're dying. Like, you're dying and you don't want to leave behind nothing besides debt for someone else to, like, what? And then the insurance policy, when you think about the other races, they understand that a lot of the things that are set in place for, governing the United States is set in place for us to win. That's just like with bankruptcy, switching it from life, to more so finances.
Yeah.
People think that when you file bankruptcy, you're broke. If
It
that's the
depends
case,
on different types of bankruptcy out here, so it just depends. Honestly.
but bankruptcy is to clear your debt. But the crazy part about it is, even when you clear your debt, right, you're clearing your debt from the creditors. What people don't know is that you still have to pay back the debt.
Oh, I ain't know that part.
Yes, look it up. I know somebody like
And that's what I was
that
saying. There's
did
different
it.
types of bankruptcy. I
Yeah,
ain't nobody no paying that back. That don't make sense.
you gotta look it up. That's gonna be the homework for today. Anybody that's listening in, Google, do you have to pay back bankruptcy? You file bankruptcy, you don't have to pay it, right? Because there's a certain period of time that it will stay on your credit report. And again, I'm not the source. Go, do your own research, but this is what I researched, not because, I've done it, but just because I just like to be knowledgeable in credit. But yeah, there is a certain time frame it stays on your credit, and certain bankruptcy you have to pay back.
Yeah.
They clear it from the creditors, but you have to pay a monthly fee back, I guess, to the courts. I don't know, but
So it kind of brings up, and I'm bringing this up because it ties into like Takeoff and him passing away, and like how his money is left to his family. Like,
absolutely.
was there a will in place? Like, will people be taken care of? And
That's a great question. I was thinking about that too. I'm like, yo, I pray to God he had a will in place and some life insurance. You know what I'm saying?
Like you said, just people in general, we don't want to think about us passing and what could potentially happen. But you have to. You got to make sure your family's taken care of. And just like, we were talking on the side about who and how they left a will and like how, that trust kept building compound interest and blah, blah, blah. Like, I think that is amazing. So just having a plan for your family is also important.
I think when it comes to life and death, right? When it comes to life, a lot of us are preparing for the generations after us. But sometimes that, and I've talked to you privately, sometimes that can become overwhelming because it's like, dang, I'm living my life to make sure that the generation after me, which will be my niece and her families and stuff like that, just like, what's the richest family that we were talking about the other day?
Girl, I can't. We talk about so many people.
But yeah, it's a I can't. But anyway, it'll come to me later. But long story short, he set his whole entire family up for the rest of their lives to the point where his children's will
that
continue.
was amazing.
Man, one person, and it all was because he went into wills, trust funds, and life insurance, and he set it
And
up.
he's got clear instructions
Yes,
on
on
what
how. Yes.
people don't have direction, and that is the hardest thing. Okay, what do I do? How do I go? If you want certain things in place, you need to write it out.
Absolutely. I think when it comes to that, I don't know if it's my anxiety or if it's just me being an overthinker, but I would be like, okay, if I was to, my niece, say she is supposed to get a certain amount at 18, and then she's supposed to get a certain amount at 25, and then the rest is for her kids. What if she don't have kids? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm like, dang, that's just money. You see what I'm saying? So you really have to go. You have to think about the next step, and then you have to think about the next step after that. Okay, if she have kids, half of that
So
will go
if
to her
they don't,
kids.
then who?
Right.
If she don't have none,
If she don't have none by the age of 30,
yeah, they have a cousin or something.
nah, I ain't give it to no cousins and
Some
all
cousins
that.
on there.
I would have to have kids for her
Put
to
some
have
cousins
cousins, and
on
that's
there.
not happening.
Well, I mean, otherwise it's gonna be gone.
Nah, I'm gonna put it in place with something. If she don't
Or
have
if you
kids,
have a nonprofit or something like that, and you can save your money that way, it just all depends.
I'll just put it in there and say if she don't have kids by the time she turned 30, then the rest, break it up in increments. Okay, at the age of 18, she get this. At the age of 20, she get this. You know what I'm saying? Just breaking up in
Yeah.
increments, and then say if she have kids, the rest of it will be for her kids until her kids turn 18. And
Right.
then I would
Okay.
leave instructions for her as to how I did it. You remember I told you I'm creating a Word document for her on all the things I've learned when I took my real estate classes and just internet and
Yeah.
just so I'm gonna pass that book to her and hopefully she
Well,
passes it to her
nowadays
kids.
people don't even need to go to college
Mm-hmm.
because everything is online. Before there was online, yes, you needed to go because this information was not out there. We had to go to libraries to research. We was in there hard, spending our little 50 cents to print, all kind of stuff. So,
And that
but
brings up a
now,
very
yes,
valid point. I actually wrote down that to talk about. Based off of the internet and everything that we have access to now, which one do you think is more valuable, degrees or credentials?
what you say? What's credentials or what?
Degrees, like going to college and
Oh,
getting
I
degrees,
think
or
experience, honestly. Because you can have a
right.
degree, but if you don't have no experience in the real world doing this job, I'm going to have to train you. But if you have experience, and that's kind of with the military, you get your training done 4 weeks or whatever, but then you have that job experience for 4 years versus someone who's been in for 4 years, never had a job experience. It's crazy because that person will probably get more because they have that college degree and that, yeah. But the person with experience would probably be the one training that person to be their manager. Isn't that crazy?
When that is crazy. When you look at, we both like stat, but I really like to call out the stats. 80% of the people who have these high paying jobs they got them through networking.
Oh, 100%.
So,
Yes.
I have a friend who works for Space Force and networking.
Yeah. I mean, that's what anywhere you go. For me, when I was, in DC, going to all these different events, hey, I want you to be on my radio show. Hey, I want you to run this for me. Hey, I want you to manage this. Because I was in that space with those people. A lot of people don't want to outsource to no one that they've never met. If you already in here, you understand, I want to work with you. I mean,
Absolutely.
so you got to put yourself in those positions. If you want a job working with Space Force or whatever in nursing, you got to be in those positions. So,
Absolutely. Absolutely. Definitely got to just put yourself in that position, get out there, get some experience. I came across a YouTube. I always finish my night with like a positive YouTube video, whatever. And I came across a YouTube video, and the guy said he's an operations analyst, and he makes
yeah.
like 82,000 a year. And the guy asked him, the interviewer, he said, how did you get this job? He said I got a degree and I worked in finance, or no, he said I worked in finance for 2 years, but it wasn't like no major finance, like a bank or like, you know what I'm saying? It was some small cashier or something. I don't know. But
Yeah.
he makes 82,000 a year. And he said
Oh.
pretty much he really had no experience.
Yeah.
Like the experience that he got, pretty much what he was saying was, I went to college for this thing, but I got out of college and I worked as a cashier.
Mm.
And then I was able to network and I landed an operations analyst job for 82,000. And he said, pretty much he taught himself how to do it like through YouTube videos. Like,
But that's with anything you have to self teach. Even though you go to school for something, they're not going to teach you everything. They teach you the basics. But if you really want to be good, you're going to have to put in time on your own. And that's why I be telling people, you don't want to go to college or you don't want to go to trade school, but you still going to have to learn. So it's
absolutely.
learning. The learning never stops. And me and you, we're constantly learning. It never stops. I enjoy learning. I wish I had more time to like dedicate to reading a little bit more, but I enjoy learning. I mean, why not? Free education out here.
Man, I'm telling you, from reading books, like I read this book, How to Master Sales, and I'm just like, yo, I love the like psychology part of sales and marketing and
Oh yeah.
business. Like we was talking about yesterday, how you have to be so involved in your business and you're going to try 99 things, but it'll be that one thing that really elevates your business and your sales and your conversions. But it's the process that you have to fall in love with, because your first, email ain't going to be, convert, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
the process of everything. And yes, I love learning, and I love just being in a position to grow as an individual and then
Yeah.
apply it in the real world. That's the benefit that I like, applying what I learned, because you can learn whatever you want to learn, but until it's applied in real life and you see it like come to fruition, it's like, oh, that's
Yeah.
different.
I
That's
think for
different right
me,
there.
one of the things I want to learn French because I eventually, want to go overseas, and so I'm learning. And like you said, learning has to have some type of purpose. You can't just be out here, oh, I'm gonna learn this. I mean, you can,
Hmm.
but it's like, okay.
What are you gonna do with it? How you gonna
Yeah.
change somebody? Well,
So
just, I don't know how you just gonna use it, because it don't have to be for some other people.
right. So, but I'm getting ready to go inside to this graduation.
Oh yeah. Have a good time. And again, I'm about to go to this appointment on post. For those of you listening in, thank you so much. We'll tune in tomorrow, or actually, we may not tune in tomorrow. But again, we will catch you guys on the next time. Subscribe to the YouTube. We appreciate you all, and we love you.
Oh yeah, get to
Peace.
the YouTube because we might go live on the YouTube. So
Right. Y'all
yeah.
might see the behind the scenes of our trip. So go subscribe to the YouTube to get that backstage access, and we'll see you guys on the next one. The YouTube is Two Sisters on the Way to Work. Two Sisters on the Way to Work. I created today. There's no videos posted, but there will be the replays posted, and we'll give y'all behind the scenes. Appreciate y'all. All right, girl.
Bye.